This is a continuation of a storyline that has been going on for months. Now, if you haven't seen the last two videos I did on this, I'll give you a lore breakdown to catch you up, right? I'll give you the previously on Dragon Ball Z so that you can refresh yourself on the plot line. You can, catch yourself up. In case you haven't watched the last two videos about this story, it's basically the math girl and Jeremy Lin. Now, the math girl is pretty self-explanatory. It's a girl in my math class who I thought was quite attractive. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I thought she was pretty attractive. Right now, the first day that I walked into this math class, you know, she immediately caught my eye. I was like, huh, very peculiar. Usually I don't see people of this caliber. But, you know, after seeing her, I was like, maybe they do exist. Maybe tens are real. Before that, to me, tens were like a myth. It was like a Loch Ness monster, or like Bigfoot, UFOs, never really truly confirmed. But after seeing this girl, I finally realized that tens might not really be a myth. They might be real, but they might just be rare as diamonds, maybe even rarer than diamonds. And so I take notice of this girl, and I also take notice of this guy who sits with her, and I call him Jeremy Lin because he's Asian. Okay, now I'm not racist. Okay, but what I'm trying to say is I just call him Jeremy Lin because he's Asian, but I'm also Asian. So it just kind of that's besides the point. To catch up on the lore here, Jeremy Lin has been talking with this math girl pretty much every math class. They sit together, slowly got to know each other a little bit more. And in the last episode, I talked about how I saw them, having a study date together at the dining hall at my school. I was sitting there with my friend, and I just happened to see them sitting next to each other with their laptops at the dining table just studying or talking or whatever. And I was like, very peculiar. These guys, they've gotten quite familiar with each other. They've obviously got each other's numbers, snaps, Instagrams, whatever. They definitely have a contact. They plan to meet up, and they go and meet up. They execute their plans. So here's an update on that whole situation, because I like to keep you guys updated on the story. To me, it's a very intriguing story that I've been following up with ever since the beginning of school. Basically, today I walk into my math class maybe about 7 minutes late, a little bit late. I know. I'm sorry, shoot me, professor, but I had to. So I walk into my math class, and I see that the math girl is sitting by herself in a different spot than usual, right? Usually we sit like at the left side of the class, but today like the tables were kind of fucked up. So then like we sat like, or she sat like in the middle sort of. And so I spot her and I sit down right at her table. It was just her by herself. So I just sit down, and we've already kind of gotten to know each other a little bit. She knows my name, I know her name, whatever. You know, we've talked a little bit, very like surface level conversation. It wasn't anything crazy. So I was already familiar with her. She was already familiar with me, and that's why it wasn't weird. So I just sat down. I was like, "Yo, what's up?" And she was like, gave the little hello, whatever. I sit down. We talk about some math questions, and now Jeremy Lin comes in even later than me. He comes in like 20 minutes late, right? So he comes in, and straight off the bat, he's already talking about some like Snapchat shit, some other like homework shit. You know, they start conversating. What's good when they start leaning in, they start leaning in to like talk. That's good. That means that they're like, they're kind of like into each other type shit. So basically, I'm watching this. I'm sitting at the same table, so I got front row seats pretty much. Like, I'm so close to them that when they speak, their spit can like hit me in the face like Splash Mountain or something, right? So I'm sitting there and I'm listening to what they're saying, kind of eavesdropping, low key eavesdropping. I'm not gonna lie. So I hear them talking about like snapping each other. She was talking about some like, "Oh yeah, I saw in your snaps that you look hella tired." And then he was like, "Oh yeah, I was like kind of drunk." And he started telling the whole story, like a whole fucking long ass story. It was a genuinely crazy story. He went on and on about his like friend's cousin's friend's sister's dog walker's cousin. I was like, "Yo, what the fuck? What are you talking about?" And he just went rambling on with this story. And then after his story finished, like, she was like, nodding along and whatever. And then he kept going with another story, talking about some like other shit that he was doing, like drinking, partying, and whatever. And so, she's like acting, very intrigued. She's hitting him with the nods, the laughs, the smiles, the slight chuckles. Really, they weren't like crazy laughs. They were like, light chuckles, polite chuckles. And she was hitting him with the follow-up questions, like very simple follow-up questions, like, I don't really remember off the top of my head, but they were very basic questions that just kept him talking. But this man would not stop talking about himself. And I'm a master of flirting, as you can tell just by like my demeanor. So, as I'm watching this, I'm like hyper analyzing, what he's doing, what he's saying, and how she's reacting. Right. So, he's going on and on talking about this, that, and it's all related to him or like people related to him, like his like friends or whatever. So he's going on and on about himself or like his friends and not really asking any questions about her. Now, granted, I don't know what they've talked about in the past. I know that they've hung out outside of class. I've seen them in the dining hall. I see them walking outside of class together, whatever, whatever. And then I also hear, I eavesdrop slightly. I do a little bit of, eavesdropping, a little bit of stalking. So, I noticed that they talk about like their mutual friends and stuff like that. Like they go and hang out with mutual friends. And so, I take note of this shit. It's like, I like write it down in my notebook like fucking L from Death Note, and I'm fucking going crazy, fucking hyper analyzing everything that's been going on. All right, call me a stalker, which I probably am. Okay, I am kind of exaggerating a little bit. I don't really do all of that, but it's like, I take mental notes of this in my head as I see the story progress. And so, they go and hang out, they have each other on Snap, and the story, it's getting thicker. The plot line is getting thicker. But the one thing I noticed, as I mentioned earlier, was that he only talks about himself. And as a master of flirting, this is not a great way to, conversate with someone, right? Especially when you're interested in them. You don't want to keep talking about yourself, right? Here's a master tip for you guys in case, you need some relationship advice or whatever, right? When you want to talk to a romantic interest, you got to ask hella questions about them, right? And if they ask questions back to you, that means they're interested. If they don't, they're probably not interested or they're just really awkward. But as long as you can get them to talk about themselves more than you talk about yourself, that's a W, right? So I don't know how this really turned into like a flirting lesson, but there's your tidbit for the day. You can save that one in your back pocket and use it for trivia night or, Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy, or whatever. So there's going to be a little bit of a time skip in the video here because I just wanted to re-record something that I forgot to mention earlier. The same day that, this whole ordeal is happening, this whole updated edition of the Math Girl and the Jeremy Lin saga is happening, you know, I see her again at the dining hall, the same dining hall that I previously saw her at with Jeremy Lin at that study date, right? But this time I was with a different friend and we were eating lunch. This was a completely different time, right? The previous time, that was at 10 p.m., right? This time it was at like noon-ish, maybe like 12:30. So, I'm sitting with a different friend this time, and he knows about this Math Girl, right? I tell everybody about this motherfucker, right? I tell everybody about the whole like Math Girl and Jeremy Lin saga. So, he knows who she is. And so, I spot her just kind of walking with her friend or companion or whatever, and I look at her and I go, that's her right there. You know those memes where you like point somebody out and like don't look too quickly, and then he fucking goes like, he goes like that. Like my friend literally did that shit. I was like, yo, shit, she's right there. And he fucking went like, zoomed in fucking 4 times with binoculars on her fucking bitch ass. Like, he might as well have just fucking yelled her government name and whipped his dick out in front of her. Like, damn, bro, make it less obvious. But shit. Anyways, I don't think she noticed, luckily. But yeah, that was just another encounter that I had with her on the same day as this Jeremy Lin update. But yeah, I just wanted to update you guys on the situation. Jeremy Lin and Math Girl have been hanging out outside of class, studying. They have each other on social medias and whatever. And I can't wait to see how this unfolds. I can't wait for the day when they finally become official. They finally become a thing, you know. And I've just been watching from the sidelines. And if they do become a thing, I'll be like a day one, I'll be like, when you watch a show and you like ship these two characters like immediately straight off the bat from like the first episode. I'll be like one of those proud fathers watching these two kids get together. But yeah, that's about it.